Welcome to the Law of One, conscious channeling of LL Research. I am Hatonn, and I greet you, my brothers and sisters, in the love and the light of the Infinite Creator. Tonight, we desire to share with you a tale of two cities, so to speak. The first was a city of no great size, possessed of no great abilities, neither powerful in war nor in learning, yet a place of calm and of repose for the soul. For it was the nature of these people to seek that which cannot be acquired upon the physical plane. The other city, in contrast, was composed of individuals, of people who sought and fought, who pursued their ambitions, people who attempted much and accomplished less. For in truth, their conflicts interrupted the efforts of each to acquire that which he sought or to gain that which he pursued. At the time in which these cities existed, for this was within the realm of physical plane, and time was faithfully observed, a struggle arose between those who occupied the city of seekers of the physical realm. For in finding themselves unable to subdue one another, they turned their vision outward and began to plan, to make alliances and truces and treaties so as to turn their energies to the conquest of the city of those who sought within the spiritual realm. The day came, the banners were unfurled, the marchers went forward, the troops were formed for the assault, and in great excitement they stormed that city, only to find that this city was unoccupied. The treasures they sought were present, but seemed somehow tarnished in that no struggle occurred, no fear was sparked, no cowardice displayed. Only the treasures of the physical world remained behind in this strangely abandoned city. In their dismay, they scouted throughout the area, attempting to find any of the former occupants of the city that they might question them or perhaps abuse them in some manner so as to make this conquest somehow more appropriate or enjoyable. Yet, they found no one. Finally, they began to argue among themselves. The arguing became more bitter, more angry, and the anger sparked the violence which had been delayed too long. And so they fought, and, for the most part, slew one another with pleasure, with satisfaction, and those who remained after the battle loaded what treasure they could remove from their fallen enemies, their former allies, and returned to their homes. And my sisters and brothers, each in the story was able to achieve that which he had sought. For those who followed this path of taking and of violence managed to attain the violence which they had sought and to take, each from another in satisfaction. Those of the abandoned city also found fulfillment, for they were able, as was their wont, to peacefully offer what gifts, what possessions they possessed to their brothers of the more violent city by simply leaving behind that which they themselves no longer could value but knew would be of value to the invaders. And each, my friends, followed their path successfully. The difference then would lie simply in the direction of their paths. For those of that city which might be termed service to self chose a circuitous path which would circle repeatedly back in upon itself, rebounding from its contact with others as they would progress outward, find their pain, acquire their minor treasures, and return whence they came. While those of the city which might be termed service to others acquired those gifts which had been provided, made use of those gifts to the extent which they were useful, then left them behind for their brothers and proceeded outward on a path which had no return, only progression. My brothers and sisters, we are of the path of service to others. It is of our choice. It is apparent to those who seek to follow this path that others more readily accept a different path, that of service to self. It is appropriate to be of what assistance one may to our brothers of the service to self polarity. For as you know, such service can only be of assistance to both you and they. Yet it is not necessary for all to lay down their lives for the whims of those who seek pleasure in the taking of life and the destruction of that which we call good. My sisters and brothers, in times ahead, travails will come to each of you, and difficult choices will need to be made. In your illusion, there are many examples of what may be termed nobility, common sense, or even the right thing to do. But my brothers and sisters, remember that confusion might be termed the dominant theme within your illusion, and that nobility, which stems from confusion, may not always be the most beneficial choice for those concerned. Therefore, my friends, look to your heart for guidance and not to the conventional wisdom. For it is within your heart and not your mind that the course of your desire will be revealed. At this time, we will relinquish our use of this instrument, that our brothers and sisters of Latwi might perform their service of answering questions. Hatonn, my friend, Hatonn Vasubaragas. I am known to you as Hatonn.